Hey guys, welcome back to Day Drinking with Bilbo. This is part 3 of our wine mini-series. If you recall, part 1 was spaghetti, part 2 was salad, and part 3 is the almighty fast food cheeseburger. Now, disclaimer time. This isn't a fast food cheeseburger. I made it because we are trying to stay home. And I'm also, if I do go out, I'm trying to support locally. So I want to support local restaurants and not McDonald's. Now, nothing bad against McDonald's because this pairing is actually born out of a request for a McDonald's pairing. I was doing a charcuterie and wine pairing class and at Rev Winery and Brewery in Covina, California, and someone said, "What would you pair with a McDonald's cheeseburger?" And I answered because in my head the flavor profile existed. And I'm going to tell you what I said then, just so that you have that answer before I actually get started with this thing, because I had never actually done that pairing before. I just gave my answer on what I thought would pair with it. Now, my answer is white wine. And I'm going to tell you why. Normally with a beef patty, you're going to go, but red wine, beef, blah, 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 because every sommelier on the planet has told you pair red wine with beef. However, a McDonald's cheeseburger is yummy and delicious in the sense that it's very simple. And what they do, and what I've done with this homemade cheeseburger, is I have only placed on it ketchup, mustard, diced onions, and pickle. That's all that goes on that simple little McDonald's cheeseburger. That's what we've replicated here. And because of the sweet ketchup, the tangy pickle, the tangy mustard, and those sweet diced white onions, I think a white wine is going to pair best with this cheeseburger. So, you're going to get to experience firsthand if I'm right or I'm wrong. Because today we're pairing a white wine. This is a Riesling from Washington State. We're going to pair a red blend from right here in Crestline, California, Sycamore Ranch. Big shout out to them, one of our favorite wineries. And then we're going to pair a dessert wine from Rancho Cucamonga's very own Joseph Felipe wineries. This is an Alicante Boucher. Now, these are the same 3 wines that we used in episode 1 and episode 2 of this mini-series. And we wanted to keep it fair, and we want to stick with it. If you recall in the spaghetti episode, episode 1, red won. Hands down. Episode 2, red also won, with both salads that we paired. So red's up. I'm only going to count the salad episode as 1 point. Okay. Even though it was 2 salads, but they're up 2-0 for the other ones. Now, we want to hope that white at least stands a chance. I don't think dessert wine's going to go particularly well with a cheeseburger, but I've been wrong in the past, and that's why I do this prep work before I actually go teach someone a real-life pairing class. It's a lot of what you've seen in this video series that we've been doing. It's trial and error and drinking and figuring out what goes before I go teach you about it. So, we're going to get started with our cheeseburger, our fast food cheeseburger pairing. I'll let you go first with the white wine. We're going to start light to dark, obviously, so we'll go white, red, and the dessert. Now, this white wine's a Riesling, so it's not a sweet Riesling, it's not a dry Riesling. It's kind of right down the middle. And this is the one I think is going to take it. We'll find out. Pretty good cheeseburger. Mm-hmm. Outside of the pairing, I did real good.
That's good.
I liked it.
Yeah, that was good.
It is yet to be seen if that's going to win, though, because we still have red and dessert. Now, I'll tell you with that one, though, I did get some of that ketchup sweetness coming through after taking that next sip of the wine. So, my thought process is on par with where we want to be. Remember, we always rinse between tastings. You want to give each pairing the best possible chance. And to do that, you need a cleansed palate, right? You don't want any of that leftover sweet white wine on there. And you don't want any of the cheeseburger on there at the beginning, right? You want to start with the drink, go to the food, then come back to the drink. The nose on this red wine is just so fruity and fragrant. Fragrant. It's delicious. Oh, that's a good wine. Go ahead.
So that was good. Really good. It actually made the cheeseburger have a whole new taste. It tasted not as sweet.
Meteor.
Yeah, it was definitely meatier. You didn't taste the ketchup or the sweetness or anything like you did with a white wine.
Yeah.
It was very meatier. It just had it was a whole other burger almost.
Yeah, they brought out the layers of flavor, I feel like, in the meat. I simple real seasoning. I season real simply when I'm going with a burger, and McDonald's does as well, just FYI. Salt and pepper. That's all you need. And that's going to bring it out. Now, red wine is traditionally paired with a red meat, according to sommeliers. So the fact that brought out meatiness in the burger, I mean, obviously it's going to. There's a reason that recommendations are accurate. But, as I always say, it's up to your own palate. If you don't agree with the recommendation, then ignore it and drink whatever the heck you want. Let's move on to the dessert, although I really don't think it's going to... If you go back, if you want to pause right now, if you haven't seen the salad episode yet, go back and watch the salad episode. You can fast forward right up to the dessert pairing, and then look at her face, and then come back. There's a reason she made that face.
Great wine.
Delicious wine. This is one of our favorite dessert wines on the planet. Let's hope it goes better with the cheeseburger than with the salad. This might stand a chance.
That was actually good. And I didn't expect that. I really thought it was going to be awful. But once you sipped that wine and went into the burger, I feel like I could taste the mustard a little bit more.
Yeah. The pickle came through a little bit better.
Yeah, it made the burger a little bit sweet, but just kind of like what the white wine did.
So what we're both saying, though, is about mustard and pickles, what came through, which are both sour. They both have a tang to them. And then you've got the sweet wine, and sweet and sour is a great combo. That did much, much better than I thought that was going to do.
I think that was my favorite dessert wine pairing.
Out of spaghetti, salad, and burger. But what was your favorite with the burger? The white wine, the red wine, or the dessert wine?
You know, I'm actually going to pick the white wine. Which was hard because actually all three of these went really well with the burger. I would drink any of these.
I agree.
To be honest. I chose the white. I'm choosing the white wine because I'm thinking about barbecue, summertime, sitting outside. You want something refreshing, light, not a red wine. So I think that it brings back memories of just kind of drinking something bubbly, sweet.
Yeah.
And it was a good tasting. Not that any of them were bad.
And not to toot my own horn, but I was right. The white wine is definitely what I would pair with a fast food cheeseburger. So I don't even remember what class that was where it was asked. I've also been asked about what to pair with Taco Bell, and the answer is Del Taco. If you have the choice, go to Del Taco, not Taco Bell. But with the fast food cheeseburger, and specifically they did ask about a McDonald's cheeseburger at the pairing, which is why I mentioned it today. But really a Jack in the Box cheeseburger. They're simple one. I'm not talking the Jumbo Jack that has the lettuce and stuff. I'm talking the simple ones that have the ketchup, the mustard, the onion, and the pickle. With the simple fast food cheeseburger, the under a buck menu cheeseburger kind of thing, I'm going to go with a white wine. Not a terribly sweet white wine. You don't want to go with a Moscato. And not a horribly dry white wine like an oaky Chardonnay. But if you went down with a buttery Chardonnay or like this, a middle of the road Riesling, I'd go white wine with that cheeseburger. So that means that red wine took episode 1 and episode 2, but white wine came in for episode 3, and at least stood a shot of participating. They get a participation trophy. The white wine gets a participation trophy. But, that being said, as always, if you prefer a certain drink with a certain food, then Drink it and eat it together. That's up to you. It doesn't matter what I say. It doesn't matter what she says. It doesn't matter what the sommelier at the fancy steakhouse says. You eat and drink whatever you want, whenever you want. Don't let anybody tell you any differently. During quarantine, please take care of yourselves. Keep those hands washed. Stay 6 feet away from strangers. And if you can avoid it, don't go out. Stay right there in your home. Have a glass of wine or a glass of whiskey or beer and enjoy it with a bowl of cereal at 9 a.m. There's no rules anymore. Just do whatever you want. But please drink responsibly. We hope you enjoyed this 3-episode mini-series. This is actually our second mini-series. You've already seen, I mean, at least I hope you've already watched, the one where we found out what pairs better, either a beer, alcoholic beverage, or a cocktail with 3 different foods. We did hot dog, mac and cheese, and popcorn. And then for the second mini-series, we wanted to stick with wine because we hadn't done any wine pairings yet in this video series during quarantine. So we hope you enjoy it. We hope you enjoy all these classes. Thanks for being here. You guys take care of yourselves.
Bye, guys.